Hey everyone, my son has wacky school day tomorrow at school, and I got this awesome hat in my trendsetter box with the Cricut EasyPress Mini. So I'm really excited because we get to jazz up our own hat today. He picked out a few things that he wants. We're gonna do some lightning bolts, we're gonna do boo, and we're gonna do it all on the hat with the EasyPress Mini. So I pre-cut all of my designs. I'm gonna head over here to the Cricut Heat Guide. I'm gonna select the Cricut EasyPress Mini. I'm going to go to Everyday Iron-On because that's what I'm using. On the inside of my hat here, it tells me it is 100% cotton. So I'm going to go ahead and select that as my base and apply. It tells me medium heat for 25 seconds, constant movement, light pressure. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna turn on my EasyPress Mini. Since it's medium, I just hit this button 2 times. You can see, we're gonna set it aside and wait for the beep. I'm gonna set my timer for 25 seconds. So I'm ready to go. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to put the word boo across the brim of the hat here. And I'm pretty interested to see how it's going to do with the stitching. I've never done a hat, so I'm really excited about this. So I'm going to wait until this is preheated. I'm going to heat up my area a little bit, and I already put my Cricut heat resistant tape on my iron-on. Make sure that it's the tape doesn't cover any part of your design. You can see here it's not actually here because when you press it, that line will press into your iron-on. So you want to make sure it's not touching your design. I made sure I had room on my carrier sheet to make that a possibility. So I did that already. This is a little close, so I'm going to move it. I did that already on all of my sheets so that we didn't have to do that here. I keep a roll. I made this little carrying case here with my maker for the EasyPress Mini, and it keeps my roll and the little mini samplers of iron-on. So it's perfect for that. And I'm also going to try something today. I have this oven mitt that you can put your hand in, and it's silicone. And I'm going to use this to kind of form and hold in here. I think I can get good pressure on it without harming my hand, and instead of rolling up a towel to go inside of it. So we're trying new things today. So now that this is beeped, I'm going to go ahead and do about 5 seconds, just ironing to heat this up. That, you know, any moisture that's in there, we'll get it out. All right, warm it up a little bit for us. Okay, I'm gonna set it down. I'm going to line this up, and I'm going to make sure my tape is down really well. I'm going to get my timer ready, and I'm going to try this. We'll see how this goes. So remember, constant movement. I'm still getting used to that, the constant movement, because it's so far off from what we are used to when pressing HTV. Usually it's hard presses, not moving it like an iron. So this is interesting, and I'm still getting used to it, but it is actually really easy to do. This glides along really nicely because it's so small. Oh, that was already 25 seconds. Alrighty. So I've found that with the Everyday Iron-On, I get better results if I do a cold peel. So I'm going to go ahead and do another design while I wait for that to cool down. Now he wants these lightning bolts on here, and I'm afraid of how it's going to do on the seams, which is where we're going to do them. So I am going to practice with you guys. And I'm going to practice on one that's going to go on the back side, so that way if it doesn't work very well, we don't screw it up on the front, and we can figure out a fix later. So I'm going to do a 5-second warm-up press here, and I'm going to add a lightning bolt. He picked pink for his sister. She's not wearing the hat, she won't be with him, but he very much loves his sister, and he wanted something for her too. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead, and I'm going to start my timer for 25 seconds. I'm going to do light pressure, constant movement, and this little hot pad here, little thing that I'm using is working really well. It's not getting my hand hot, and I can feel that I'm getting good pressure. So hopefully that translates when the design is done and it's okay. So right, there's my timer. It looks like it heated okay, so we'll have to wait until it cools down and see how it goes. So the brim of the hat is cooled down. We're gonna go ahead, try peeling this up. I think that worked perfectly. Can you guys see it? All right, make sure, yeah. Yeah, it looks like maybe over here I needed to press it, but I can always put my carrier sheet back on and press it for another second. But this looks okay, so while I wait for this to cool, I'm going to use this side of it to kind of cool it down a little faster so that we can pull it off and make sure it's good before we continue on. But, all right, that seems okay. And it looks like it didn't stick so well at the bottom there, but again, I can put my carrier sheet back on, 2 little areas. So I think that maybe I'll try doing more on the palm of my hand for the next ones and see if that gives me a little better adhesion all around. Okay, so I'll go back and repress this all later, but just to do this with you guys, okay? My 5-second pre-press. And I really like this because you can see that I'm able to conform it to the whole hat, and it's really like moving with me. So it's really nice. Okay, I'm gonna put this down, make sure my tape is down well. The carrier sheet's sticky, but it's not as sticky as we'd like. So the tape works really well for that. I have a couple rolls of the tape because it's really nice. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead, start my timer, and I'm going to make sure, and I'm going to go ahead and with the little tip here, you can see it's got this little pointed tip. I'm going to go around those 2 parts that, oops, careful you don't hit that button while you're doing it. I'm going to go around those 2 parts, and I'm going to make sure that I get them adhered better than I did on that red or that pink piece. Okay. Alrighty. And while we wait for that to cool down, we'll go ahead to the other side. He wanted to add a whole bunch of things to this for his design, so we're only placing HTV in certain places. He's got all crazy things that he found in my craft stash that he wants to add to this hat. So we've got the hot glue gun ready to go, but I wanted to do this first, make sure whatever he adds doesn't get in the way and he can build off of it. So our pre-press, we're going to take this, push it down. Okay, get this all set up, start our timer, and go. Okay, and I can move, again, I'm going to take the tip here and kind of go all around the edges. I'm gonna check that blue one we did and see how that worked, but I can feel it in my hand, and the silicone is really protecting it from burning me. Okay, I'm gonna do another second or 2. Okay, and that is done. We're gonna go back to the blue. I'm gonna peel that off. Yeah, and hitting those little corner pieces really helped a lot. And you can see, maybe did it a little too much because it looks like it might be a tiny bit burnt, but that's okay. It's just for him for tomorrow. So we'll go back here. I'll show you quickly in case this happens to you. Pop your carrier sheet back on, do my little oven mitt here, and I'm just gonna press for another second there. Careful, because I didn't completely cover the HTV with my carrier sheet, so careful I don't burn it. Okay, and again, down here. So that's really great about this is that I can make these tiny, quick little touch-ups. Just take this little tip right here, rub it over, and adhere that down without a problem. It makes it so easy to do. All right, let's peel this red piece off really quickly. And practice makes perfect, because that one was great. And that's how easy it is to do a hat with the EasyPress Mini.